Hi guys, welcome to our postpartum series. My name is Jess. Today let's get started in a seated position. So sitting with a nice tall spine, bringing your shoulders down and back. We're just gonna go into a little bit of pelvic floor work. So just activating that pelvic floor, getting it switched on and strengthening it before we get into the harder stuff. So sitting down, we're gonna start to focus on those muscles. So remembering what muscles they are, the muscles in the front and back passages, they meet in the middle and go up. So it's a squeeze and a lift when you activate. So let's start from the bottom and let's imagine a lift. So an internal lift or elevator. We're gonna start from the bottom and I want you to now start squeezing and lifting those muscles like you're going up a floor, another floor, and all the way up to the top until you've reached the top floor. You can't go any further, so we're holding it here. Squeeze the pelvic floor, you're lifting and squeezing. Keep holding it, you can do it. Just a few more seconds. Can you squeeze it even more? For 3, 2, 1. Now you're coming back down, releasing that tension, coming all the way to the bottom floor. 0 tension, no lift, no squeeze. Let's do that again. I'm not going to use the imagery again, so you know what to do. Let's start from the bottom and let's go. Let's start squeezing and lifting all the way to the top. 100% engagement. You can't squeeze any further. You're really tightening it up in there. Hold it. Squeeze and lift. Just a few more seconds. You can do it. For 3, 2, 1, and release it all off. Well done, guys. Okay, we're actually going to get into a standing position now. So let's come to standing on our mats. Remembering now for the breathing, we're breathing in through the nose, sending the breath into the rib cage and out through the mouth. We're keeping our core and pelvic floor engaged at 20 to 30%, okay? So we're going to start with some squats again today. Love the squats, really good for strengthening the legs. Keeping your core engaged is super important as well here, and kind of trying to flow with your breathing as well as you do this. So taking your hands centered, choosing the stance between your feet. If you like a little bit wider, you can do that, or you can go hip width apart. We're gonna make sure the knees are gonna trail in line with the feet. They're not caving in when you squat. Sending your hips back like you're sitting into an imaginary chair, keeping a nice flat back. Natural lean forward is normal, but you don't want to be pressing your chest forward when you squat, okay? So keeping your gaze in front of you, let's begin. Keep that core tight and keep going with that. Almost there. Let's do 3 more. Last one. Come back up, give a little shake. We're doing something new today. We're going to be doing some lunges, okay? So for your lunges, you might need some support. So if you have a wall or a chair, something you can hold on to, if you need it, just come next to it. And I don't want you to use it to hold your weight. So you want to just have it there for support, okay? Because you can lose your balance a little bit with lunges. I'm out of breath from those squats. So let's take our left foot in the front, right foot in the back. Make sure you have a nice flat foot in the front, and you're gonna come onto the toes on that back foot. Both feet are pointing forward. You wanna keep your hips stable from here. So when you're lunging, you don't wanna be twisting through the hips. Staying steady in this position. We're gonna be taking all the weight into this front leg here, the glute and the leg. We're gonna be sending that back knee straight down. Don't let it touch the floor, pressing up through that front glute. Let's keep going with that. Keep breathing, you can do it. Keep your core tight. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Come back up. Give it a little shake. Release that tension. We're going to go straight to the other side. Right foot in the front, left foot in the back. Come onto the toes on that left foot. Keep your core switched on. Hips nice and stable here, keeping them pointing forward. Let's drive that back knee straight down. Don't let it touch the floor, and back up. But all the weight in this front leg. Let's keep going with that. Two more. Last one. Good job, guys. Give a little shake. Well done. Let's come to the floor now. Working into a little bit of core. So lying on your back. Okay. Getting your knees bent, at hip width apart, arms by your sides, shoulders flat on your mat, chin tucked, like you're holding a little ball between the chin and the chest. Pelvis is in neutral, engaging your core, your pelvic floor, and we're breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let's do a few pelvic tilts here before we begin. So just getting a little bit more core activation. So we're shifting the hips up to the ceiling, bringing that core inwards, really squeezing it and lifting the pelvic floor at the same time here. Hold it for a brief moment, then come back to neutral. Let's do that again. Exhale to tilt. Squeeze, lift. Inhale back to center. Keep going. We're going to do one more. And back to your neutral position. Well done, guys. Okay, we're going to be going into something called dead bug. I didn't make that up. So we're going to be bringing our right leg into tabletop first. Knee over hip, shin parallel to the ceiling. We imprint our spine from here. Drive your ribs down towards the hips. Tuck them in. Press your tailbone into the mat, lift that second leg. From here, you're gonna take your hands up to the ceiling. So we're gonna be extending our opposite arm and leg in a straight line, and this is gonna work your coordination a bit, okay? So take your time. You wanna be extending it on your exhale. And by the way, this is safe if you have the abdominal separation. If you're feeling a little bit of pressure here and you're feeling like your core is coming up with a little bulge, just do the legs. You can keep your arms to the ceiling without extending your arm behind you. So just extending legs, alternating sides, if it's too much for you to do the arms as well, okay? So let's start opposite arm and leg. Back to center. So we're always keeping that other arm just straight up to the ceiling. Keep alternating opposite arm and leg. I'm just repeating that because some people end up doing the same side. You can do it. Keep driving those ribs down. You can definitely feel this one. We're almost there. Let's do two more, one more on each side. Last one. And then you can bring the knees to chest, roll side to side. Well done, guys. That one's always a little bit challenging for the coordination, but actually one of the benefits of Pilates is coordination. So it's a good one. So let's place our feet back down. From here, we're gonna be doing our toe taps with a little bit of a harder option. And once again, if you have the abdominal separation, don't do the harder level, okay? Just stick with the basic level with your head on the mat. So let's bring our legs back into tabletop. Always one at a time because you want to imprint that spine. From here, you're going to either keep your head on the mat, start tapping your feet. Remember, from the hip joint, not from the knee. Tapping your leg far from you, like you're just dipping it to the end of your mat. If you want to make it a little harder, lift your head and shoulders. Your arms can come up as well. And you can just keep tapping here, looking between the legs, making sure you're keeping those ribs tucked under. If your neck's feeling strained, you can interlace your fingers behind your head. Let your head kind of just rest in your hands from here. Keep breathing. We're almost there. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and hug those knees back to chest. Roll side to side. Well done, guys. Few deep breaths. Okay, let's place those feet back down. We're gonna be going into a shoulder bridge now, so not a glute bridge. A shoulder bridge is a little bit different. So we're bringing our feet a little closer to us with 2 fists between the knees and the feet, arms by our sides. From here, we're gonna tilt our hips up to the ceiling first. And then imagine that spine like Velcro as you peel away from the mat, vertebra by vertebra. Stop at your shoulder blades. You should have a nice slope from the knees to the chest. Let's stay lifted. We're gonna do a couple tabletop marches at the top. For your tabletop marches, you wanna make sure your hips are staying stable. They're not shifting like that when you lift the leg. So lifting your right leg into tabletop first, controlling it on the way up and down. So notice how I'm taking my time so that my hips don't shift. This is also gonna be using your deep core. Let's keep going. Keep breathing. If you want to make it harder, you can take your hands and bring them up towards the ceiling, taking away a little bit of stability. But if you feel like your hips are shifting too much here, you're struggling to hold yourself steady, just keep the arms by your sides. We're almost there. Let's do one more on each side. Bring everything down vertebra by vertebra. And then once again, hug knees to chest, lifting your tailbone up slightly and rolling side to side. Few deep breaths here. Well done. Okay, we're coming up and we're going into a little bit of glutes now with our clamshells, starting on our right side. So taking your right arm to the mat, placing your forearm down, and you want your elbow in line with your shoulder, making sure you're not leaning into that arm. Stay lifted through your obliques, your side abs, okay? So that's important. You don't want to strain that shoulder. We're going to stack our knees, stack our feet with a bent leg. Keep your hips pointing to the ceiling. We're going to keep our hips stable from here. So what I mean by that is when we're opening and closing that top leg, you don't want your hips shifting with it, okay? So it's all from the glute that we're doing it. So let's start with that. Open and close that top leg. For those who want to make it a little bit harder, you're going to lift your feet away from the mat and keep going like that. You will feel that a little bit more. So let's keep going, staying lifted through that side. Keep breathing. Last one. Bring it down. Give your bum a little rub if you need to. And then we're going to roll to our bellies, setting ourselves up for our plank. So we're bringing our arms to the mat, tucking our elbows underneath our shoulders, gaze at your fingertips, feet hip-width apart. So you can stop at any point. So we're doing the one where we lift up our bodies to our knees. And today we're going to have the option to go into a full plank. If you're not ready, just stick with the knees. That's fine, okay? Or if you want to try your full plank and then it gets too much for you, just come back down to the previous progression, okay? So let's take a big inhale, and on your exhale, lift your belly off the mat. Now we're going to do the same thing with the hips. Hips come up. Now the thighs. So for those who want, you can stick with this. It's challenging in itself. Or you're curling the toes under and we're coming into a full plank. Keep breathing. You can do it. The shakes are normal. I'm shaking myself. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Well done, guys. We're coming over to our left side now for those clamshells. So getting your forearm on the mat, elbow underneath shoulder, knees are stacked, feet are stacked, hips pointing up to the ceiling, lifted through that side body. You can keep your feet on the mat if you want to, or you can lift your feet up to make it a little bit harder. Let's keep going. Keep breathing. Five more. Last one. And you can bring that down. Well done, guys. Give your bum a little rub if you need to. Let's do a little stretching now. Coming to your back, let's do a spine twist. So bring your feet and knees together. Extend your arms in line with your shoulders. We're going to drop our knees to one side and look in the opposite direction, feeling that stretch in our back. This is a nice release. Few deep breaths here. Let's go over to the other side, carefully bringing up, switching the knees over and looking the other way. Keep breathing. Let's bring it back to center. Let's finish off with a nice hip opener. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Bring your feet close to you and let your knees open out to the sides. You can take your hands and press down on your knees. Taking a few deep breaths here. Well done, guys. You're doing an amazing job. Keep it up. I really hope you're feeling the improvements, the difference in your bodies. You're doing amazing work. We are finished for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.